Welcome back to Treadmill Review Guru. Today we're going to take a look at the LifeSpan TR5000 under desk treadmill. So this is the DT3 model, which basically means it does not include a standing desk. This is the treadmill only, but LifeSpan has lots of standing desks that you can pair with the TR5000 to find the combination that works best for you. We have just brought in one of our own standing desks just for display. So you can see I've got it running here in the background. This is a very quiet treadmill. So quiet, in fact, that LifeSpan had to put belt markings on it just so that users could tell it was on. So it's really good for a home office situation where you might be working and there's others around, or a shared office. It's great for professional environments. And they've made it black, which I really like because basically you can tuck it anywhere with any desktop combination and it will fit right in. This has a 3.0 horsepower motor. It has a good sized walking surface. So you've got about 20 inches wide and 50 inches long for that walking surface, which gives you plenty of space for a nice stride. The step up height is about 5.25 inches, so not too far off the ground and really easy to get on and off. So let's take a more detailed look at the construction. Let's take a more in-depth look at the overall construction of the TR5000. So like I said, I've got it running just ever so slowly here in the background. The slowest speed is 0.4 miles an hour. So that's as slow as it'll go, but it will go up to 4.0 miles an hour, which is actually considerably faster than other walking treadmills. A lot of the office treadmills that we see that are designed to be used while you're working at a desk max out at 2 miles an hour. So this will go up to 4. And it has a slightly narrower footprint, so you can pretty much slide it under any standing desk, which is really nice. The total footprint is 27 inches wide and 62 inches long. Your walking surface is 20 inches wide by 50 inches long. So you do get a really nice walking surface, and then you've got these two side rails right here that support you when you want to get on or off the treadmill or just step off ever so gently. And then the motor hood at the front just isn't obtrusive. It doesn't really get in your way, and you can tuck that up under your desk so that it's out of your way and you don't lose any track length. This has a really firm, sturdy deck, so you don't get any vibration or noise underneath, and it has 6 compression shocks. So most of the time when you're on a walking treadmill in a desk or in an office situation, you might walk for longer periods of time. You know, in theory, you could walk up to several hours a day. And so this treadmill has been designed to handle slow speeds for longer periods of time. And it has those compression shocks underneath to mitigate some of that impact that you would get just from walking. So that keeps you nice and comfortable on the treadmill. And oftentimes in an office environment, especially if you're at work, you might be wearing more like business shoes or something rather than like workout shoes. So that compression in the deck really helps as well. It does have a 3.0 horsepower motor, which is nice. So it won't overheat and it can withstand extended use. And the treadmill itself, you can't really see, but it does have wheels on the front end. So you can lift it from the back end. Down underneath there's a bar. You can lift it and roll it when you need to. The treadmill itself weighs about 120 pounds, but it will support up to 400 pounds of user weight. So this is a great option for pretty much any sized user in an office environment, and it really won't disturb those around you. This is really easy to get on and off as well. So you can see your step up height is just 5.25 inches to your side rail. The belt is just slightly lower than that, but you do have to step up to the side rail to get on it. And it has a nice textured belt. So you can hear there's a little bit of a texture to that belt, so it's not going to get slippery. And like I said, even with business shoes, you're able to walk and have a good cadence and just a little bit of texture underfoot. LifeSpan actually backs this up with an impressive lifetime warranty on the frame. You also get 3 years coverage on the motor, 2 years for parts, and 1 year for labor. So this is the console for the LifeSpan TR5000, and it weighs about 3 pounds and just kind of sits on your desk. It does need to be plugged in. And as I indicated earlier, you do have the safety key, so if you pull that out, the whole system will stop. But you can kind of notice here, it is Bluetooth compatible. So if you want to set up a Bluetooth device, you just hit that button and it will flash and pair with your device, your phone, your computer, whatever it is you want to sync. You have your start and your on button right here. And when you first get on the machine, you have to hold the start button for about 3 seconds to get it to start, and it will automatically start at 0.4 miles an hour. And then here you can scroll down through these different modes. So you can see right here I'm in the time, so we've been going for about 13.5 minutes. My steps that I've taken is about 243. I'm not stepping right now, I'm on the side rails, so it's paused for just a second. Burned a whopping 20 calories. My distance is 0.17 miles, and like I indicated, my speed is 0.4. And then it'll just go back there. If you want to stop at any point, you can just pause it and it will stop the belt, and you can step off from side to side. And then to start, you just hit on again, and it will count down for you to let you know it's going to start. And it will start back up at that 0.4 miles an hour. If you want to increase it or decrease it, right over here you have your up button, which will take you up 1/10 of a mile at each press, and then you can go down. So, and it will go all the way up to 4 miles an hour and drops down to 0.4, so it won't go any lower than that. So anyway, that's your console. It's really pretty simple. And let me demo right here. If I take the safety key out, the whole thing automatically stops, and that is for your protection. So let's take a look at the functionality of the LifeSpan TR5000. So as I mentioned, I've got it set to the slowest walking speed right now. It's just 0.4 miles an hour. The step-up height to the side rails is 5.25 inches, so it's a really low, easy to get on and off. The height to the belt is actually 4.6 inches because the belt is set just a little bit lower than those side rails. And the side rails do provide just a nice step off if you're in the middle of a conversation or you're typing or something like that and you just want to step off but not stop the treadmill. That works well. You've got your console up here that sits on your desk, and there is a safety key that you can attach to your clothes. If that safety key gets pulled out, it will automatically stop the treadmill, which is a nice safety feature. And then as soon as you plug it back in, it will start back up exactly where you left it. So all I have to do is hit start. It gives me a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and then it's gonna go again. It will start at that 0.4 miles an hour. So whenever you start it, it will always start at the slowest speed. If I wanna turn it up, I just touch my up button here. So I'm gonna turn it to 1 mile an hour, just so you can kind of hear how that sounds. And I intentionally wore shoes that maybe somebody would use in an office environment. So these aren't necessarily athletic shoes, but they do have a little bit of a sole to them. So you can kind of hear how loud it would be. This is 1 mile an hour. There's really more noise from my shoes than there is from the treadmill. So if I want to turn it up, let's go up to 2 miles an hour. So this is 2 miles an hour. Now typically in an office setting when you're working at a desk, 2 miles an hour is the recommended max speed for typing or writing or walking when you're in front of a desk. If later in the day you want to turn on a program or you're watching an instructional video or you're a student or something, it will go up faster if you're just standing and walking. But when you're typing and working, 2 miles an hour is kind of your max speed. So this is where you would be typically when you're working at your desk. All right, I'm going to take it up to 3 miles an hour. And it does increase by 0.1. So it goes from 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and that's the beeping you hear. Just so you know each time you turn it up. So this is 3 miles an hour. This is more of a standard walking pace if you were outside. And then I'll take it up to 4. So this is going to be your max speed here. So 4 miles an hour. It's a brisk pace. You get just a little bit of foot noise, but there's hardly any belt noise. And there's no motor noise really. So anytime you want to get on or off, you can just hit that, stand on those side rails. I'm going to take it back down to 1 mile an hour. just nice and steady right here. So you can see that the motor hood doesn't really get in my way. It's kind of tucked back up under that desk, which is really nice. This does have what they call the Intelli-Step feature. So it will keep track of your steps on here and how long you have been on the treadmill. But there is also a LifeSpan app you can download to your phone. And the console is Bluetooth enabled, so you can sync it with your phone, and then you can keep track of all your metrics in that app. It's telling me that I've stepped off it, so it's going to turn off. And then it has the IntelliGuard feature. So as you can see, when I step off the treadmill, it gives me that warning, and then the belt will automatically stop. So that's a safety feature. If you hop off real quick to answer the door or go to a meeting, the treadmill will stop and it won't keep running in the background. As you can see, the LifeSpan TR5000-DT3 is a really good under-desk treadmill. It's quiet, it has a minimum speed of 0.4 miles an hour and goes up to 4.0 miles an hour. You've got a nice walking belt that's 20 inches wide and 50 inches long. The belt is textured and thicker to support you, regardless of the type of shoe that you have on. And the slightly narrower profile works really well under pretty much any standing desk. It does have a 3.0 horsepower motor, so it will support longer use at those slower distances. A few cons on this, the console's a little large. So you will kind of have to make room for it on your desk, and it takes up just a touch of room. And this particular model, the DT3 TR5000, does not include a standing desk. So you do have to either have your own desk or make sure and order a separate one from LifeSpan. But in general, this is a really quiet, easy to use treadmill. It arrives fully assembled. All you do is slide it out of the box and plug it in. So for more information, make sure and click the link below for current pricing. Check us out at treadmillreviewguru.com to read our full written review. And if you liked our video, make sure and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.